Okay, I got another tarot reading. I just uploaded my very first tarot reading onto my channel, and I was about to start getting ready for bed, and I was told to come and do another one. So here I am. I've clipped the microphone to my turtleneck, so hopefully that makes for a better audio experience. I re-listened to my last one. I still posted it. I know the audio is a little trash, but the message has somebody it needs to reach, so hopefully that person can just bump up the volume and put it next to their ear and get the message that they need to. I've adjusted the settings on the microphone, so hopefully that helps for this one. There's something that needs to come out, so I'm going to post it regardless if the audio is trash or not. And what I'll do is I'll either try and continue playing around with the settings of this microphone and my computer, and if nothing helps, I'll just go and buy a microphone, a better one, so that I can be hands-free and not have to yell, because I do have a soft voice and I don't like to yell. Five of Wands. We got this card earlier as well. I don't know if this is going to be a continuation of the last message or if this is going to be a new message. I was just told to record. Ten of Cups. Seven of Swords in reverse. Interesting. Four of Swords. The Moon in reverse. I'm confused. Give me a second. Two of Pentacles. Two of Wands in reverse. There's a lot of stalling. A lot of nothingness. Eight of Pentacles. A lot of fighting in the mind. Okay. So there's a Ten of Cups energy, which is emotional fulfillment. It's like the dream, like everything you could dream of. Family, love, career, the full package, right? But around the Ten of Cups, I'm going to struggle to show you. There's like all these cards that have scattered. Most of them are upside down. The Seven of Swords. No, half of them. Less than half of them. Seven of Swords, Two of Wands, the Moon, upside down. The Two of Pentacles, it's kind of covered. The Four of Swords, kind of covered. And then the Eight of Pentacles and the Five of Wands. There's this energy of really heavy mental energy around the Ten of Cups. There is somebody, probably you, watching. You have a really deep desire for this Ten of Cups energy, this emotional fulfillment energy, whether that be through the acquisition of a love interest, the creation of a family, a new member into the family, financial stability, and a reunion. There's a deep desire for something that is, for you, deeply emotionally fulfilling. But around the desire, there's a lot of restlessness. It's like you're fighting in your mind over, should I want it, should I not want it? It's competing with your work, with your career, and you're battling in your mind, should I want this? Like, I shouldn't want this because I should be focused on my career. There's also regrets about past experiences in whatever it is that you're desiring now. So for example, if it's a love interest that you're desiring now, there's regrets and baggage around past love interests, which are part of this chaos mess that's around this desire, which are also weighing on you. There's this knowing that in order to get to this desire and to get to the level of this desire that you actually want, not just like an easy option, there's a journey ahead of you, and there's resistance to going on that journey because you know it's going to be a long one. There's an element of you know that you need to balance priorities, and you're afraid that you might not be able to keep your priorities in balance if you pursue this desire. And there's this element of rest, but I'm not reading it as rest. I'm reading it as stagnancy. So the fact that you've got all these different elements around this desire is leaving you in this stagnant state. It's very chaotic energy, and I'm assuming that if this reading is for you, then you are feeling very chaotic in the mind. And you know what you want, but you don't know if you should want it. You've got a million other things on your plate at the same time. You're probably thinking this desire couldn't have come at a worse time. There's this feeling of stalling, of procrastination, not just on the desire, but on everything else that you've got on your plate. There's a difficulty around getting things done. And that is having you feel resistance towards this desire. That's what I'm seeing in the cards here. Let's continue. And it's funny, I just stacked the cards, and the only one, I didn't even think about it, the only one that landed on top was the 10 of Cups, which is the desire. As in, I just gathered the cards, just mindlessly, I just scrunched them up. And what that's telling me is that everything else is just noise. And if this is what you desire, then you desire it for a reason. I have some other videos where I channel directly source consciousness. I go into trance and they just take over and they deliver messages. And I think 2 of the messages were around, one of them was divine union, a message about divine union. So I'd encourage you to check that one out. And I think another one was about desires and how your desires are divine. And if you have a desire, it's for a reason. So you fighting with the desire and you being worried about everything else that's happening in your life and all of these priorities that you have to balance and all of this work that you think that you have to put in, and it's resulting in this kind of procrastination, stagnancy energy. If you have that desire, it's for a reason, and it's okay to fully give in to that desire. Watch the channeled messages. There's probably something there for you. The one about desires and the one about divine union. Okay. This is cool. You're conflicted. That's what I heard. You're conflicted. 6 of Pentacles. It is a card about balance. It's also a card about giving. And how I'm reading and I'm feeling into this is giving in. Like, you just have to give in. You kind of just have to free fall into the fact that, yes, I have this desire and I'm going for it. And I can balance all of my priorities. Whoosh. And balancing priorities, have you seen the movie Eat, Pray, Love? There's a scene in the end, I think it's near the end, where she goes to Bali. She ends her trip in Bali and she ends up losing her balance. And she goes to see the medicine man, Ketut, and she's worried because she'd lost her balance because she started seeing a man that she was crazy about. She lost her spiritual balance, as in her meditation practice, her friendship circle, blah, 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 blah. She was just focused on him. And when she went to Ketut, she was worried about having lost her balance and that she wasn't able to balance all these different areas of her life now that she had met the man. And Ketut told her to lose balance in love is okay. That's not verbatim. The dialogue was way better than the way I just said it. But the message is sometimes you do lose your balance, and it's not meant to be like 20% this category of life, 20% this category of life, 20%. Like, it just doesn't work that way. It's okay for you to have ebbs and flows and just seasons in your life where you give more energy to something than you give more energy to something else. And if this desire is currently at the forefront of your heart and energy, then it's for a reason. So there's this feeling and this message of, can you just give in to the energy that's trying to flow you towards your desires and stop worrying so much? It's just keeping you in that stagnancy. If you keep worrying about, oh, I'm not going to have time for this, or I'm just... Get out of the mind, get out of that fear. It's not true. Nine of Cups. Nine of Cups is a card of wish fulfillment, like wish coming true. And I think that you watching this is your dream, this is your wish, and it's coming true if you can just give into it. Like, can you fully surrender into it? I'm doing a double chin situation so that you can get the best audio that I can give you. Because Spirit's not letting me get away with not getting the message out. Ten of Swords in reverse. Ten of Swords in reverse. Okay, you see all those swords in his back, like that defeatedness. Generally upright, this is like a completion energy, like the end of all these battles. I'm just going to pull another card. Okay. Ace of Cups, upright. Ten of Swords in reverse, Ace of Cups. You see how he's clawing? He was clawing towards the water. Can you see that? He was just about to reach the water's edge, and he's been stabbed in the back 10 times by swords. But he was just about to reach. There's this resistance keeping him from being able to reach the water, which is that flow that I just mentioned, that ebb and flow, that surrender. So can you release the resistance that's prohibiting you from being able to surrender into the flow of that which you desire? And I think you can. The Ace of Cups is love, is emotional fulfillment, is an emotional opportunity that's been provided to you by the universe. Can you see how that hand just comes out kind of from the ethers, from the air? And then that cup at the top, it's surrounded by what looks like wings. It's a very beautiful card. And the Ace of Cups is all about emotional fulfillment. And this desire that was given to you is your opportunity for emotional fulfillment. If you can just release the worry that's been stabbing, you've been stabbing yourself in the back with the worry. You're almost there. This is your wish come true. It's natural for all of this resistance to come up to something that you desire so much. because the more that we desire something and the closer we get to it, the scarier it is. Because we are so afraid of being seen in our totality. And what if we say the wrong thing? What if we get it wrong? What if? This whole situation with imposter syndrome, and what if I'm not enough? And I don't really want it anyway. And like, my career is more important, and this is more important, and this is more important. That's the ego clawing to get your attention so that you don't dip your toe into vulnerability, which is what your desires require from you, and open your heart and allow yourself to be seen and to be fully expressed and to just fully give in. I know it's scary. Yeah. The Eight of Swords. This is you stuck in your mind thinking that there's no way out. But can you see that the 8 swords are behind her? She's blindfolded and she's tied up. But if she takes off the blindfold, she's actually not completely surrounded by the swords. And she can take off the blindfold because if you see, her hands are not fully tied. So there's this element of, you think you're not free, or you think you can't get out of this mental prison that you've put yourself in. But if you just take off the blindfold, you'll see that the cage is behind you and the door's wide open, and you can easily untangle yourself. Okay, and this is something that you've been manifesting. So it's not like this is something new to you. You created this. You had this desire. You've had this desire for a long time. You created this. And now it's like in front of you and you're freaking the fuck out. And Spirit saying, that's okay, but this is it. Like, this is what you wanted. This is emotional fulfillment. This is the opportunity that we've given you so that you can have this, which is what you manifested. And yes, all of this resistance is coming up, but you're so close to the water's edge if you just give in to the flow. If you just recognize that the cage has the door wide open, and the cage is just your thoughts and your fear and your limiting beliefs. And then the Six of Swords came out. And then the Six of Swords came out. Six of Swords is rowing away from rough waters to more calm waters. I'm leaving that card there. That's you. You pack up your swords and you go to the calm waters. What? Okay. Hold on. That just fell. King of Wands. One more and then I'm finishing. King of Wands and Knight of Wands. Okay, these are 2 action cards. So, call to action for you. King of Wands and Knight of Wands. The Knight of Wands is fast, brash action, so like forward moving. Sometimes it can be a little reckless, and then the King of Wands is also like action, but he's a little more mature, a little more thought through. His actions are a little more thought through. But you got both, which is a message, an indication, a message from Spirit that clearly it's time to take action because you've got both. This is very rich masculine energy, so I might be speaking to a masculine. Not gender specific, by the way. We all have feminine and masculine energy, and the masculine energy within us is the energy of action, or it can be the energy of action. So this is a call to the masculine energy within you to do that thing that you know you have to do, or that you think maybe you should do, that you think could be reckless, but actually there's this very mature. my, my screen just blacked out. I don't know if that stopped the recording. I don't think so. There's this very mature energy behind it. So it's actually not as reckless as you might think. A little bit of recklessness is good sometimes. A little bit of impulsiveness is good sometimes. If you've got this mature masculine kind of stoic energy behind you. And us women, we have this too. Remember, it's not just men and it's not gender specific. You have relied on yourself for many decisions that you've made in the past. You've taken action, bold action, sometimes reckless action on certain things in the past, and they've worked out well. So you know that you can trust yourself. So this is a call from Spirit to do that thing that you know you have to do, or you think you have to do, that you think might be a bit reckless. It's kind of okay for it to be a little bit reckless. I know I said that those were the last two, but I want to get one final card confirmation, and then that'll be it. Death. Okay. If you're new to tarot, which I doubt you will be if you've stayed up until the end of this video, this is not a scary card. It's not actually death. It can be, but let's just not even go there. This is not in this energy anyway. This is the death and the rebirth card, which means endings and new beginnings. So it's an end to your struggle. It's an end to that mental battle. It's an end to this constant, restless, chaotic energy that we picked up on in the beginning. This is all an opportunity for you to take that action and end that chitter-chatter that you have up in your mind, and to take the action that you think might be reckless but actually isn't that reckless, and know that you are fully supported, and that there is a rebirth energy and there is massive emotional fulfillment coming in for you. I'm just checking if there's anything else before I close out this reading. Nope. Speak your truth. Speak your truth. Okay. I'm going to leave it there. I love you. Good night. If I'm called to do another reading, I'll see you in a bit. Otherwise, I'm going to bed.